and it's time for small ball trades.
Wow.
All right, Detroit fans, buckle up. Phoenix fans, buckle up. You are entering the trade zone. All right, so what? Detroit, what do they need? They need someone to pair up with your boy Cade Cunningham, Sadiq Bey. They don't really have a cornerstone big. You can even mention Killian Hayes. Who cares, man?
If you want to.
If you want to. He's a young piece. Kevin O'Connor would have picked him number 1 overall in the draft. Fun fact.
I took him about 12th in our fantasy league.
12th round.
12th round.
Yeah, just to clarify that. Okay, so I think they'd be looking at a big like Deandre Ayton. And, Phoenix does not want to offer them the max. There was news that came out today from Deandre Ayton's agent where they're disappointed. They want the max, so on and so forth. I think Detroit would be willing to throw money at Deandre Ayton, money that the Suns aren't willing to match, in which you have your perfect sign and trade partner right there. And what's the piece from Detroit that has always been shopped around the last couple years? He has 1 more year of his contract left. His name is Jeremy Grant, the forward that can slot. You can slot right next to Mikal Bridges in Phoenix. And I think that solves an issue for them. But obviously, it's going to create an issue. The Phoenix Suns would need to go out and find a big. I've heard people mention they could just run it back with JaVale McGee, Bismack Biyombo. I don't think that's going to do it for you.
Yikes.
I think you can find someone out there, on the free agent market. But yeah, I think Jeremy Grant would be a good fit in Phoenix, and I think Deandre Ayton would be a great fit in Detroit. What do you guys think about that one?
What would the kind of trade look like? Would it be like a 1-for-1, or are you thinking there's going to be draft capital given up? Because I just can't see the Suns trading away like the number 1 pick for just Jeremy Grant.
Yeah. I think that you could include like a protected future first. I don't know how enticing that is to the Phoenix Suns, who are obviously win now. You can include an Isaiah Stewart in the trade, a young big to maybe fill the hole, to make that more enticing if you wanted to do that. And that would be a decent get back for DeAndre Ayton, a guy that they're going to let walk. I mean, they don't want to pay him. So what other team is willing to give a Jeremy Grant level player? And let's just say, for the sake of conversation, Isaiah Stewart. I don't think you're going to find a team that could put a better package together. Maybe include like a 2nd round pick, maybe 2 of those in there. But I think that that's a pretty solid win-win, in my opinion. Suns fans may come after my neck for that, but
do you think that Detroit would be willing to throw in this year's pick? Like, would you do 5 and Grant for 8?
No, that's too much.
I would.
Way too much.
But if you are Phoenix, you have to find a way to get something in return for Ayton, because if you don't do a sign and trade, you're not going to get a return because he's going to leave.
Yep.
He has no interest in staying in Phoenix. So whether it's Detroit or a team in need of a big, you could. I don't have a trade off the top of my head, but Charlotte needs a nice upgrade at the center position. So that's one possible destination. Toronto. So Phoenix just has to find a way to get a trade or a sign and trade to happen, or else they're going to watch Ayton walk, and then you're looking at, okay, maybe we can get Mo Bamba or someone else in free agency, which is a huge downgrade in my opinion.
You just bring up, what if Toronto wanted to part ways with, not that they want to, but if they want to get a DeAndre Ayton and part ways with the Pascal Siakam? I know that Pascal's the better player in that, but just an interesting thought. I mean, who knows? The age lines up with Toronto's timeline, I'd say, with OG, with Scotty Barnes. I don't know, just an interesting thought.
Yeah, that would be really interesting, especially just to see the Raptors with like a legit big man for once.
Yeah.
But they lose their best player.
That's also true, but you're kind of like, at that point, you're just committing to the future. You're committing to kind of like a rebuild in a way, but they're already in a really good spot for a rebuild.
Wow.
You know, it's kind of like a little reset sort of thing. It's like we're gonna think about the future and less about like the right now. They'll still, I would say there's still playoffs without Siakam. Just that core that they have is solid. But yeah, I wouldn't say they would be committed to winning right now.
That would feel like a massive win if you're a Phoenix fan, though, from going from Deandre Ayton to Siakam. And now you have playmakers galore with Chris Paul, Devin Booker, and Siakam all in a starting five. You would have to think that Phoenix would need to give up a little bit more.
I was going to
for
say,
something
that one
to
feels
go through.
unrealistic.
Yeah.
Just off the top of the dome.
But it, you know, if you got the right pieces together, maybe that's a landing spot to think about.
Yeah.
So I like that.
All right.
That was interesting.
All right,
Christian.
that's my trade. Comment below. Let us know your trades. What do you think?